What's up, ladies and gentlemen? BC here. Welcome back to another episode of Supreme Being. First and foremost, shout out to Team BC, nationwide investment, traditional team. Man, we're adding a bunch of people. We're rocking and rolling. Team BC is on fire. If you're interested in learning more, or you are a consumer and you want to buy, sell, or invest worldwide, contact me. We have an agent on our squad that can help you. BrianCasella.com also is my website where you can find my coaching, modern success, and everything else that I have to offer. Also, I'm doing my challenge, my 5-day social media / video marketing challenge. If you guys are interested in that, you would have to reach out to me or go to my Instagram or Facebook in order to find the link to sign up. All right, let's get started. Risks. Okay. And when I say risks, I don't mean necessarily that you can lose something. I also mean getting out of your comfort zone, doing something, taking even what you would deem to be the next step. But for whatever reason, this one has a little bit more pressure on you, right? Or circumstances dictate and things are in place that would cause you to not be in that normal comfort zone when you make the decision. Where are you at with that? Not in general. I mean, where are you at? This is the difference, okay? This is the real difference and what I want to focus on today on this podcast. Where are you at in terms of you from a cause point, placing these things in place, putting yourself in these positions where you're taking these steps that are outside of your comfort zone? I'm talking you. You're putting this in place. Where are you at with that? It's normal for other people, society, your environment, right? Anything or anyone outside of you to put you in the position to where now you're a little bit uncomfortable and you have to make some sort of decision, right? But how many times and how often are you putting yourself in that position? That's what I want to discuss today, because that to me has been a key metric for my growth, especially on the business side, but more importantly, internally. But let's talk about it for a minute. All right. Today, I just signed, if you saw on my social media, I am opening up in the same complex, right? Because where I live, not where I live, where I work, right? Where I have my office space, it's more like warehouse, industrial, commercial, but a lot of the spaces are like mine where they're flex, where like there's half office, half warehouse, right? I just opened up. I don't know how many units in my complex. It's pretty big over here in Miami. I would say there's at least upwards of 60 units that are pretty big. And I just got another one, right? I just signed for another one that is right across from mine in the same complex, right across and down like 4 or 5 doors. So basically a stone's throw away from mine, right? I could see the door when I go outside of mine across, because there's a little parking lot, then all the bay doors and the office doors are right there, right? I just signed for another one. Now, again, even though I'm relatively, especially compared to the average person, very comfortable when it comes to money, have a very high income, right? All the other things that would make that decision for people easy, still in my mind, I literally almost had to force myself to open it. Why? Old conditioning comes in, right? And even though you're good, your mind, because it's so capable and it's so wired also simultaneously for survival, it will still find a way to make the decision uncomfortable for you or try to justify for you why you don't need it. Regardless of what level you're at, that mechanism that you guys are battling right now, it still comes into play. I still deal with the same shit you deal with. The difference is I've dealt with it so many times now by force. And like I said earlier, this is the key, by my own cause point effort, saying, I'm going to put myself in this position. I'm going to do this, that now I've become accustomed to those feelings. I've become accustomed to that little voice in the back of your head that comes in and says something and wants to stop you, right? I've become accustomed to those things. It's not my first time showing up, or like people say here, it's not my first rodeo. But I'm bringing that up to you because, especially as you guys start to ascend and you start to have little successes, this is where you start to get dull and comfortable. You expect, because in the beginning, that's what I think it is. I think the shift as you grow and get better, in the beginning, everything and everyone outside of you is going to be putting you in these positions where you have to grow, force yourself to make these moves when you feel uncomfortable. As you grow and get better and develop, not only wealth-wise, but internally, emotionally, your mindset, your spirit, then as that shifts and you grow, in order for you to start breaking new ceilings and growing even more, that shift is going to be from everything and everyone outside of you putting in those positions and making you feel that way, to now you are going to be the one that has to put yourself in that position, right? And put that little bit of little discomfort and sprinkle on that little extra something to make the decision or that next step, whatever it is, a little bit uncomfortable for you, right? Or making you push yourself outside of your comfort zone. In the beginning, like I said, everything else and everyone does it. But once you start transforming and really developing and growing and becoming a beast, the beast now has to put things and people and circumstances and situations in front of them. They have to do it to make themselves uncomfortable, because now you flip that polarity and now the power is within your grasp. You're the one holding that card saying, okay, I know this mechanism of being uncomfortable and having to take risk and put myself in this position. I'm in control of it. I always have been. I just didn't realize it until now. And that's what shifts when you start to grow. So now you hold the cards. Now you have to put yourself in those positions, right? And even something as simple as this, I could make an argument either way for me getting this space, yay or nay, saying yes or no, that it's not necessary or that it is absolutely necessary. But guess what? I am, in a sense, rolling the dice, but I'm also putting myself in this position because I know it's exactly what I need right now to grow. And guess what? And this is how I'll wrap it up. We'll keep this one short and sweet. This is the spice of life, my friends. Animals in nature, they don't have our intellect, don't live boring lives. They're being chased by predators. They have to deal with the weather and a lot of things outside of their control, including us, including human beings. And most human beings will kill an animal without even thinking about it. Just eradicate them and say, well, I'm higher up on the food chain than you, screw you, right? But we have become accustomed to living dull lives. And I love doing this shit, man. It gets my blood boiling. It reminds me that you can still turn another page, start another chapter, keep growing, and keep that young, hungry spark excitement that you have in the beginning. Because even though you're scared, there's still that spark. I remember, shout out to Kevin, right, who used to be on my real estate team. I remember going on a very high price listing appointment with him when he was new. And I could tell visibly that he was nervous. And I was like, man, I kind of miss that feeling, because this is just like, shooting fish in the barrel for me at this point. I've done these things so many times. This is just another one. I miss having that excitement. Well, this is what I'm talking about on this podcast. You at that level have to start putting yourself in positions and creating the circumstances to put you in that state that Kevin was in right there, of excitement, of nervousness, anticipation, a little splash of anxiety, right? Little splash, right? Like Salt Bay, little sprinkle. You have to start. And this is the key, man. This is a breakthrough for me, because it tells you, as you start sculpting and molding yourself at higher levels, it's even more your responsibility. And you are the one. You always have been, right? We know that. And I've been explaining that to you for years, but it's even more obvious then. And you literally have to take those tools into your own hands to take yourself to that next level and that next level and that next level. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. If you're waiting for something or someone outside of you to again, take you to that next level and allow you to keep growing, it's not going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Right? What have you caused to make yourself grow, to put yourself in that next position where there may be a little bit of risk, or you may be uncertain of the outcome, whatever it is? You have to take that power into your own hands and start to put it in front of you. Otherwise, man, you will stagnate and you will start to go back and regress, because there's no stagnant state in the universe. I've been talking about this for 10 years. You're either growing or you're dying. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're making more money or you're making less money. That's it. Where do you fall, my friends? Because remember, this power has always been in your hands, but now you're starting to realize it, for those of you who have been doing this stuff and growing. But you forgot you have that power. You have to put these things in place. You are at cause point at every step of the way. So your own development and growth and getting that feeling again and keeping that young, hungry energy within you and pushing the limits of your comfort zone, and pushing the limits of your business and your own emotional intelligence and everything else. That's up to you now to start putting the obstacles and things in front of you and the challenges that will cause you to grow and make you a little bit uncomfortable again, to remind you that you're alive and that you're a human being. Do it. Remember, that makes you have to be more aware and mindful throughout your day to make sure that you're doing these things. This is the key, my friends. All right, we'll let you go on this one. All right, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.